Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final episode of the Buffalo Bills franchise. As we're taking a look here at the NFL draft, and this will be the final draft that we'll be a part of in this series before we move on to our next series, which will be the Chicago Bears franchise here on the channel. And that, of course, that will start up here very soon. I will believe I forgot what the date will be for it, but as we go ahead into the draft here, you'll see that we're going to show you the first rounds here of the draft to just show you guys some of the players that were picked up. And Shannon Pittman was a player. You guys was not really familiar with him. He's from our series over on the second channel with the Stanford Cardinals. He was a player of one of my buddies that we played the online game there. He was a really good player, and I went ahead and put him in this series as well. Connor Mitchell, right in for South Carolina. Some of these players I can tell you some stuff about, and others they're just randoms. Roosevelt Philbin, defensive tackle, who we actually had a nice. He had some pretty good numbers on him as a defensive tackle. I was really thinking about maybe putting a new defensive player there, but we got I feel like we have a really healthy defensive line there for us. So of course he would not fall on our lap there, and of course there was really no way of trying to move up the board. You see Sam Sands, right tackle there from Michigan State. He was one of the players that were on our list. And, of course, we knew that we wouldn't be able to get him because he would definitely be taken away there pretty quickly. Fowler, middle linebacker there for Notre Dame, got scooped up there by Seattle. So Seattle's going to have another nice defensive player there for them. Then 49ers will get a nice right tackle. Of course, another one that we were looking at and knew that the only way we'll get him is go up the board. He is from Florida, David Belton. Levi Jones, middle linebacker from USC, has some really good pursuit numbers as well as tackling skills. He definitely could really hurt. I can see him really being an impact there for the Cardinals this upcoming season. Austin Mack, left tackle from California. He will now be going to be heading to Texas there in Houston, as he's a Texan now. We'll see here. The Colts, of course, will pick up Bryson Rutherford, right tackle for Florida State. Again, another player that has some really good attributes there. His run blocking, pass blocking, and impact blocking were in the mid-70s. So he is going to be a really huge asset for them. I think he even has a he does have a depth trait, I believe, of some sort. I can't remember exactly which one it is. Isaac House is the corner there. And then, of course, you see Hawthorne. This is a player that came from the same series there from the Stanford series. I went ahead. If you see players in this draft here that get picked up, and they're from Baker, it's actually a school that I actually went to. It's a private school, and that's where he was actually a player that was my buddy Steve, who was also in that series there with me and Taylor. I had the Cardinals of Stanford. He had his own team, the Lovelady Lions, which was a team builder team, and then, of course, Taylor had the Air Force Falcons there in that series there. And of course, I talked about those teams and stuff. If you want to check that series out, it's on the second channel, the Stanford Cardinals online dynasty there. Then Deshaun Franklin, left outside linebacker there for Texas. He will be now a Commander, so congratulations to him. And then you got Avery Davis, the quarterback. Now, this quarterback from Notre Dame, he was good. He's from our Highland Scotty series, and this kid was on fire. This kid could zip passes there. He was in the top 5 for the Heisman, but unfortunately will come up short. As I can't remember who. It wasn't one of our players from the Highland Scotty series. It was another player that took over. And he every single week he was putting up some numbers, and that's why he's going to be drafted in the first round there. Especially, I'm really surprised that no one didn't take him sooner, because this was mid-first round. So yeah, congratulations to that team that picked him up. I think it was the Saints, I think, or whoever it was there. Eric Weber, right tackle from USC. This is another player that I was really wanting to go after. But again, we don't have the assets to move ourselves up in the draft. So we're just kind of staying where we're at. Brian Dunlap, another good player there. Great defensive pass rusher who just clobbered. Steve had this kid everywhere on that field there, clobbering quarterbacks left and right. And he was just a good player. Just knew how to fight to the quarterback, and made some big plays there. So Dunlap is now with the Patriots. Reggie Hunter, the corner from Air Force, another great player that Taylor grew and cultivated there in that Air Force team, and now he is with the Vikings here in our series here. We'll go on to the next draft pick here. It's the Lions on the clock. And the Lions will pick up Nolan Shepard, middle linebacker from Clemson. Don't know much about him, but Lions look like they got a pretty good player here. A lot of the first round guys are pretty solid. You couldn't really go wrong depending on obviously your draft pick is going to be it's going to make your decision on who you can get. But if you're looking for somebody from the offensive line or the defensive secondaries, linebackers, stuff like that, this was a year that we had a lot of good players on both sides of the ball there. So quarterbacks, I think you'll see a lot more quarterbacks going here late in the first round. Jack Sears from USC. I played him many times in that Stanford series there, and he was a pain in the ass. This kid has he had great poise in the pocket, could make some throws that was just, you're just scratching your head like, how in the hell did he get that off? But yeah, he's going to be now here in Madden. Trey Baldwin, center from Oklahoma, really good center, good deep snapper, and great pass blocking abilities there for him. Definitely a player there. If I remember correctly, he won the Remington Award there in our Harlan Scotty series there. So big ups to him. Travis Elston, left tackle there from Michigan, going to the Dolphins. Jason Griffin, halfback from Air Force. This kid. Now, I didn't get a chance to play against Air Force in that series because we did a kind of a round robin where we played each other every 3 years or so. So I never did play them because Taylor, the year I was supposed to play him, he decided to play somebody else. So because he had to get revenge on somebody from the year before. Hooker from Virginia Tech going to be picked up there as quarterback. Still late here, finish off the first round. BJ Adams, corner from Baker. That's one of my buddy Steve's players there. He's going to get picked up by the Chiefs. So he's not going to go, the Lovelady Lions were actually in Canada, according to Steve. That team was. But and then you see, Sanders from the Harlan Scotty series, the corner there. He's going to get picked up by the Packers. Wow. So that's going to be really nice to see. I think we play the Packers this season, if I'm not mistaken there. So we're going to see Sanders. He made a nice impact with us that last season he was with us before going to this draft here. Jackson, Addison Jackson, left in from Texas, going to go be a Ram. Tuitt, their middle linebacker from Washington, another good player there. Had some really good zone coverage there from him, so that's gonna be really nice for them to pick him up. Will Peak, strong safety from Kansas State, will now be a Dallas Cowboy. So the Cowboys loading up their first player. They're gonna go as a defensive player here. So now we go into actually it's not round 2, it's still round 1. But we'll take a look here, and we're looking at right tackle here, Derek Clayton. Now, of course, I'm not saying Clayton's bad, but the ones that went ahead of him were actually were really good players. Now we're getting to the point now when I was looking at the board, I'm like, okay, we still got some semi-decent players here. I think the only choice we really have to decide to make here is like, okay, I want to get a offensive lineman to help us out, plug a hole there for the time being. We got another. I think we got another player from last year that he's now playing. He's going to be playing more on a regular basis here. So now if we get Clayton, get him, picked up, and if we can draft him, or we can draft Doug here, one of these two players here, we can get them developed and see how they come out to be. And of course, Doug here, we only scouted 50% of his skills here, and it's still pretty. I think pretty good, with the exception of the injury, the D, but we can look past that. But all his other skills look pretty decent there. AC, so you might cut it down the middle as a B. And of course, the top fit there for him is the Broncos, Bucks, and then the Bengals. But we decided to go with Derek Clayton there. Look at this, a hidden dev. So nice job, pass protector, 6'5", 319 pounds. From Michigan, Wolverine there, 22 years of age. So he's a little up there in age, but I think he's going to be a solid player for us to come in there and really plug up that right side there of the outer defensive line, offensive line that we had. So we're looking at now the round 2, and we're kind of looking at Tate Fenner. Now, Tate Fenner is by far probably one of my favorite halfbacks, one of my top 5 favorite halfbacks that I recruited in a video game, and he was really good for us at Stanford. And of course, we're not necessarily in the, not necessarily looking at a halfback here. If we were looking at a halfback, I was kind of looking around the 4th round, but I was really surprised because Tate should have been easily been a top 20 guy. But he ended up dropping down to the 2nd round here, and so we ended up picking him up. He was sitting around there for a while. So look, head and dev, some great numbers there, great acceleration, great agility, change of direction is nice. Speed could be better, but we can work on that. And of course, his strength not the best, but his jumping pretty decent there. 24 years of age, 5'11", 209 pounds. 24 years of age. Yes, he is on the older side here, but this kid, he can really do a great job here, getting in and out of traffic and making the plays, and not to mention he's got a good set of hands on him to help him out in catching wise. So I accidentally simmed the 3rd round and picked up a wide receiver. My bad. So we ended up getting a wide receiver that was just normal dev. We go to the 4th round here. Now coming up here, I think we have 2. This is an early 4th round. Because we have our normal 4th round coming up, as well as a 5th, and then we have 4 6th round picks that at this point in this game, I'm like, okay, if the board is just, doesn't have anybody there, no one we can go after, then I'll just trade off picks. So we decided here in the 4th round, we'll go ahead and pick up Justin, picked him up, normal dev, okay, that's fine, whatever. Because it was kind of getting to the picking, slim pickings here at this point. When when you have a good, talented 1st round and 2nd round players there taken up very quickly here, and then it started to dwindle down some. Of course, we didn't make a good pick there in 3rd round. But we take Dustin Weiss, we go ahead and pick him up. Then we go in the 4th round, or excuse me, the 6th round here. Copeland was a player that I was looking at there, a corner. He was slated for a 2nd to 3rd round guy. I don't know why they didn't go after him. Looking at his 40 time, 4.2. Looking at his ratings there, pretty decent ratings. Vikings, whatever it was, Bengals or whatever. So we decided to go with a defensive tackle instead. Chauncey Miles, normal dev, but a pass protector here. or not pass protector, geez. You know, he can really stuff the line, get after the halfbacks if he needs to. And then, like I said, we take a look here. We got, you know, the Baltimore pick coming up. We got the Philly pick coming up. And we got the Miami pick coming up. And, of course, our own pick at 192. So I decided, okay, maybe we'll make one more pick here in the 6th round. And then after that, we'll just start trading the rest of them off. Tracy Williams, a player there. He was one of our fits. It was a good fit for us. And I kind of, you know, at this point, I'm like, okay, let's just see who can fit for us and what will make some sense. Pass coverage here, so he's good at, you know, playing zone, and we'll see how that goes for us. We look at Eli Higgins again, and look at his numbers there. He's a UCF, you know, undrafted for a free agent there, and we decided to go with that. And then the rest of the picks, we went ahead and just traded them off, and that was the end of the draft. So pretty quickly here, we'll show you guys our numbers here. Like I said, that wide receiver there, he's a 69 overall. I didn't mean to pick him. I accidentally hit the wrong button. So, yeah, I definitely, you know, I was real tempted to restart it, but I was like, nope, it doesn't really matter because, you know, we're not playing this season. But, you know, it is what it is. But you see 72 overall with this 3 extra points boost that we got for him. So, you know, he's a, you know, lower 70s. You know, we can work with him. We can see how he does. Clayton there, our number 1 pick there, 74 overall. That's really nice, and especially with the hidden dev as well. Tate, also 72 overall, hidden dev. Look at his numbers there. Like I said, not the best speed, but he is definitely a good back there that we can work with. Obviously, wouldn't be starting off right off the bat there. We'll kind of treat him just the same way we did with Jones. Kind of, you know, fill him out, play a couple of different in different formations, and kind of see where he goes from there. And then look at the rest of the players here. You know, we got some mid to low 60s in our graphs there. And like I said, it was the pick of the litter because all the really good linemen that were in the draft there. A lot of teams apparently needed linemen, which, you know, I mean, every team needs, you know, some decent linemen, but there was a lot of guys that were moving. And of course, like I said, we didn't have a way to really move anybody unless we was wanting to trade one of our big time players like a Stephon Diggs or, you know, something like that to really, you know, shift things around and make some picks. But, you know, I decided, like, okay, let's just play it cool. We'll see what we get with some of these picks here. And like I said, the last 2 picks in the 6th round, we decided, like, okay, which was I think the Miami pick. We traded off, and we also traded off the our regular pick in the 6th round there. So yeah, that's what we did. And I you know, like Tracy here, you know, he's a project player. We got to work with him. We'll see what we can do. Obviously gonna be on the practice squad. Same thing with Eli here. Just guys that we can work on the practice squad there. See what they're all about. See what we can do with them, and try to you know get them in the right foot here, in the right direction, and see, you know, obviously we'll just see what they can do over time here. Obviously, first year they're not going to be, you know, just be, you know, a blockbuster pick that we made, but you know, we're just trying to see what we can do with them and develop them as best as we can, and hopefully by their 2nd, maybe even 3rd year, they can make that step to the next step to being a starter. So, as always, we take a look here at the number 1 pick, and there you see Shannon Pittman by the Jets. Maybe not the best pick for the Jets, but he's a 75, of course, extra temporary overall. They're boosted up to 76. Connor there for the New York Giants. Connor Mitchell. There you see his numbers, the right guard or right end there for them. Roosevelt, yeah, I told you guys, head and dev right there. So you know, Ravens are really hoping that they can get him going, and I'm hoping they have him start right off the bat because I'm really interested to see what his numbers are, what his dev trade is. Sam Sands, there you see a right tackle there for the Titans, and of course he is going to be a nice asset to them. He's ranked 23rd right now in right tackles in the league right now. So that should say something. Fowler, the middle linebacker there, hidden dev at 79. So wow, by far I think he's probably the best player we've seen so far here. Belton, the right tackle, as well, 76 overall, hidden dev. So these teams that got these hidden dev guys, the linemen, the offensive linemen, they are going to be, they should have a pretty good season with those young men there, especially if they can get them a start. Levi Jones, middle linebacker, hidden dev there for the Cardinals. Texans got they got a hidden dev as well. The left tackle there, Justin Mack. So nice job there, 73 overall for him. And then UFC refer there for my Colts, hidden dev player there for the right tackle there. So again, another decent, nice right tackle. So if you were looking for a decent tackle this season, there was plenty of there. If you have the opportunity to have one fall in your lap. So fortunately, we got a decent guy. We got a hidden dev guy. He's pretty 72 there for him. Isaiah House, the corner there, 92 speed, pretty decent for him. He's a hidden dev there for, I believe, for the Bears. Look at the Dolphins now. We're going to start breaking down our divisional teams here. So Dolphins, their first round pick here, Travis Elton, the left tackle, 72 overall, hidden dev for him. Pretty decent numbers there. Of course, they can, obviously develop him, have him a little bit better, boost up his abilities there, and get him better and get him improve over the course of the season. Matt Coleman, defensive tackle, I should say. And there you see his numbers here, 73 overall. Holman, Jacoby Holman. I'm really surprised. The Dolphins last couple seasons here, they made some pretty good moves here. I think this should be the year that they should be contenders, and I'm really thinking that if we did play this season, this would be the games that would be really tough, because they have drastically improved themselves on both sides of the ball. There you see decent, kind of a middle of the road tight end, Jonathan Myers, 66 overall. But with all the assets they have there on defense, they should be a very well-constructed defensive team. And I'm kind of a little nervous about the moves they've made in the last two drafts. So this one, there's some players they can improve. But I think for this is the year that they should be able to get themselves together and make a decent run. Ryan Miller, the center for the Mean Green there, 76 overall. He looks like he is going to be a fairly decent player for them, and definitely they need the help there on that line, especially with Kareem here, Talfort, Hendev, 66 overall. If he's a starter, those first 500 snaps are going to be very good for them, and I really think that the Jets are another team that the division should be getting tougher now for us. These last two seasons here, the games haven't. I will admit they have been getting a little more tougher and a little more, taking a little more strategy and how we approach them. So this next year should be even more, strategic and more, sitting down, breaking it down, and seeing how we can win the games. Grant McDonald, 69 overall. So you see, like I said, they got some high 60s, early, high 60s, low 70s players coming in here. That with the right, conditioning and the right, skills and stuff like that, they can do training and whatnot. They should be having a pretty decent team. Benjamin McFadden, there you see, 69 overall for him, as he's going to be playing corner. Doesn't really have the great speed there for the corner, but acceleration's not bad. But again, they can work on that. He probably could play play maybe play safety if they need to at some point in his career or something like that. And then of course now we're looking at the Patriots. They got some pretty good guys coming here. 74 overall, Anthony Payne, hidden dev there for him. So they got a nice guy that can come off the edge and come after the half. Has some pretty good blitzing abilities and get in there and get after the quarterback. Dominic McMillan. There you see his numbers. They're tight end for the Patriots. So William Lindsay, wide receiver from Ball State. So one of those power, or I should say not power conference, but a group of five conference team. And of course Danny Haskins, another tight end there for them. So definitely sticking to that that tight end set that they like to run there in New England, as well as their wide receiver here, Torrey Hill, 67 overall. Normal dev for him. Good speed, good acceleration there. So yeah, good decent pick there for them. And then of course Brian Timmelson. There you see Arkansas State outside linebacker. He's ranked 104 right now in the league. So, and there you see some of his traits as well. So yeah, they made a pretty good run there. So as we wrap up today's episode, one of the players I was really looking at was Tannehill. But when I look and see to go sign him, the computer already beat me to the punch and it signed him. So we decided to sign Kirk Cousins. You cannot go wrong with having Kirk Cousins as your backup. Of course, that's at least in IRL right now. He's doing very well for the Falcons. So, but we decided to get Kirk Cousins. He's going to be our quarterback. So it'll be Josh Allen, Pete Jones from Utah that we picked up last year, and I think he's a fourth round guy, and then now Kirk Cousins. So just to have that extra quarterback there, especially with a guy with experience that can help us out and kind of help develop Jones in that mentorship role if something would happen to Allen. But everybody, that is it for the series. That is going to be the wrap up here. If you guys happen to want to see a year sim, let me know down below in the comment section. I will try to do my best to get that out before we actually officially wrap it. But from this point right now, the series is over with. And like I said, this was a fun series to put together. And, I always have fun putting the intros together for the front office series and whatnot. And of course, I'm still having fun doing that for other series as well. I wish we could have went 4 years and more, but 3 in a row I think is a big accomplishment there. You have to say that we went 3 years in a row to the Super Bowl, won all 3, and I would say this was a mission accomplished. Unfortunately, we come up short, not because the team was lousy or whatever. It was just bad timing on my part, more importantly, because life gets in my way. From time to time we have to deal with being adults, so we don't always have time to put stuff like this together in a faster pace and whatnot. I was trying my best to get it out faster and more often, but life happens. So, but hopefully the Chicago Bears series will be different. Hopefully we'll have that coming out more often, which we will, because I've already told you guys about that series. If not, watch the very first episode. I kind of explain how that series is going to go. But for the most part here, this was a lot of fun, you guys, and I definitely gonna miss this series here. Maybe someday in the future we can come back to this and pick it up where we left off at. But for right now, it's over. So thank you for all the support you guys for this series, and of course the support that you guys always give for the channel. I thank you so much for it. And now we'll just get ready for this next series here with the Bears. So stick around for that. That should be coming up here very, very soon. I'll probably now making the announcement on Twitter and on, of course, here in the community page here on YouTube. But That's it for me. As always, guys, keep yourselves healthy. Go Bills Mafia. Go Wild. You got 3 Super Bowls. I think we accomplished our goal. But that's it for me. As always, I'll see you guys next time.